Hey guys, welcome back to AIR Reptile Rescue. Tonight we're going to start our king snake series. This first video we're going to do in the king snake series is why are they called king snakes and the fun facts about them. They've actually got their king snakes, the name king snake, for two different reasons. The first reason they're called the king snakes is because sometimes they'll eat other snakes, just like a king cobra does. So if you ever see a king snake in the wild and it's close to another snake's den, it's probably about to eat that other snake. It's actually pretty cool to think that a snake that seems to be so small can eat a snake or another snake of a different species. One of the other things about a king snake is they're sometimes referred to as the milk snake. Now this is, it's basically folklore, like the ancestors believed that this happened and things like that, and they started a story about this. And the reason they said this is why they called them milk snakes is because they believed that the snakes would go out in the cattle fields, and whenever the snake was hungry or thirsty, it'd raise up and suck the milk out of the udders of the cow. So that's where they got the idea of the milk snake. But they got their name, the king snake, because they can eat other snakes, so they're basically the king of the snake world. King snakes are medium-sized. They're non-venomous. They're not venomous like a king cobra. They're non-venomous. They're just like a ball python, just that they constrict their prey instead of using venom to kill it. They are one of the most common snakes in North America. They're indigenous to this area. They're very widely populated in this area, so it's very easy to come across them. You're going to see a lot of them, not really up north, because they like that. They like their humidity, but they also like their temperatures to stay close to normal. So they'll stay closer to the south where it stays warmer a lot more. Even during winter and stuff like that, it stays in the 70s and 80s. That's a lot of places where you're going to find your king snakes at. They're one of the most popular and collected species as far as having them as pets because of their adaptability and their ease of care. We'll get more into their ease of care and stuff in a future video. But with these guys, they tame down pretty quickly. So that's what makes them so adaptable to their surroundings and stuff like that, and they get used to being held. King snakes are immune to pit viper venom. It's not just the pit viper, though. They're actually immune to all poisonous snakes. You see a venomous snake, like a rattlesnake or something like that, you see a king snake close by, there's about to be a battle. That venomous snake can bite that king snake, it's not going to affect it. Their bodies basically fight the venom. It's like they have their own anti-venom in their body. As I was saying, it's not just the pit viper they're not affected by the venom of. It also includes coral snakes, rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, copperheads, and things like that, and like water moccasins also, to where these guys can get bitten by one of those, and it's not going to affect them, and they're going to fight, and they're either going to eat that other snake, or they're going to find an escape route. So the venom of that poisonous snake is not going to affect the king snake at all. Now, king snakes, whenever there's predator around, like birds or anything else that would want to eat them, what they're going to do is they're going to use a quick jerk-like movement, and with their banding of colors, how they have like the black and whites and all that, how it has bands of different colors and not all one solid color, those bands are going to make like a flash with the way that they move, and that's going to startle their predator. they're not going to know what it is. They're not going to know if it's a danger to them. So they're going to leave it alone. And that's how the king snakes actually survive. In the wild, their diet is different from what you're going to have it in captivity. But their diet in the wild consists of, like I mentioned before, other snakes. But it also consists of turtle eggs, lizards, small mammals like small cats, mice, rats, different rodents that you would find out in the wild. They can also eat birds. And I'll explain to you in just a second why it's actually unique that they eat birds and instead of being the prey of the bird. And also they eat frogs. So if you think about it, you're out in the wild and you see a king snake, you know there's toads or something around. That snake is probably going to find one of those and eat it because he's going to try to find the easiest thing to get food. But one of the reasons that it's really unique about them eating birds and the birds not eating them is because of the fact that, like I mentioned before, how they have that quick jerk-like movement where they'll jerk their body around and kind of flash their colors and their bands on their body. It confuses the bird. So the bird doesn't know what it is that's right there. So whenever it confuses the bird, the snake will reach up and grab the bird and constrict it and kill it. And there's its dinner. So that's what's really unique about the king snake whenever it comes down to actually eating a bird as far as its prey. Now, whenever you get into owning a king snake, please remember this. Just like really any snake that you get, it all depends. If you get an adult, they can be bitey or like to snap a little bit, but it's second nature for them to protect themselves. But it also depends on how they were raised before you received the snake. If they're mistreated and things like that, and they feel like no matter who's trying to handle them, they feel that they're in danger or they're being threatened, then they're going to become bitey and stuff like that and try to protect themselves. Now, with juveniles or babies, they are more bitey than anything else, and they do like to snap a little bit more because they're so small they don't know really what's going on. But remember, guys, like I've mentioned before, the more handling that you do with your snakes, the more docile they become. So that's why I always recommend, just like I'll mention in the daily care video, daily handling is key to taming your snake down. Because once they are tamed down, these guys are very docile and sweet snakes. But remember, as juvenile and baby, they're going to be more bitey than an adult will. An adult will use that flashiness of their colors to really throw you off. A baby one is still learning how to do that, so they're going to want to bite a little bit more. Another unique thing about the king snake that I couldn't find in any of the other snakes that I've researched and that I've owned before, with a king snake, they actually have scent glands that they use for mating. It's just like if you have a ferret or if you've ever been around a ferret, they have scent glands that put off scents all the time. Not with king snakes. Their scent glands they only use for whenever it's mating season. Whenever the male is looking for a female, he's going to put off a certain scent, and that female is going to return the favor and put off a certain scent for him to find, and that's how they're going to get up together and have babies. King snakes can reach maturity to be able to reproduce in between 2 and 4 years old.
No, ma'am.
So if you have a king snake that's between 2 and 4 years old, they should be right around that stage where they're ready to breed and start having babies. In the wild, with the king snake, their lifespan is unknown because they have so many predators. They have dogs, cats, really any kind of thing that's bigger than them that can eat them is a predator. So there's really no true knowledge on how long they can survive in the wild. Now, in captivity, as I've mentioned before, this is a long process with these guys because you have to give them the proper care and all that, as long as you're providing the proper care and stuff and the proper humidities and all that, which we'll talk about more on the humidity and proper setups and stuff like that for them. But as long as they're being taken care of properly, these guys in captivity can live to be 20 to 30 years old. So please be ready if you get a king snake to take on that responsibility and to have that baby in your home for 20 to 30 years. Another unique thing about these guys on why they actually are able to take down other snakes and stuff like that is a lot of people would think, okay, a corn snake is pretty skinny, a king snake will probably be skinny. Actually, they're not. They're considered a large-bodied snake. One, because of their length they get to, and some of them can actually grow pretty thick, depending on the species that you get. So that's why they're able to take down other snakes. And bigger prey than what they are.
Momo, no ma'am.
With their...
correct her. She's chewing your cap and trying to steal it.
Leave my cap alone. Sorry, Monique is down here chewing on my bottle cap on my soda. She knows it drives me crazy. But with their range of length as adults, these guys can get 3 to 5 feet. And if I'm not wrong, that's only for the males, or about 3 to 5 feet. Now, in captivity, they can actually range 4 to 6 feet. But that all depends on how large of an enclosure you have them in. We'll talk about the proper size enclosure that they need as adults to grow. But with these guys, the bigger you go with the enclosure, the better off you are, because the better chance of actually having it grow to full size for you. I've actually seen somebody that had the improper enclosure for a snake, raised it for about 10 years, and the snake got to about 2.5 feet, whenever that snake should have been closer to 5 feet. So, like I always say, a bigger enclosure gives your snake time to grow and time to get to that full size and full maturity. But we're going to wrap up this video, guys. Our next one is actually going to be your daily care requirements for the king snakes, where I'm going to talk more on enclosure size, humidity, temperatures, things like that, and some unique things on there that I want to mention that's not the same as the ball python and stuff like that. So, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section. I'll answer you. If you can't get me there, follow me on Facebook, AIR Reptile Rescue. I will answer your questions there also. I'm pretty responsive. I'm pretty quick at responding to anything. So I'm more than happy to help you guys. But we want to thank you guys for watching our videos. It means a lot to us. It shows that you guys support what we do. And it shows me that I'm helping others to learn, which makes me feel better with my OCD. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing some kind of good. Not just that, guys, but make sure that you hit that like button, you subscribe to our channel. Whenever you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell notification. I think it's like somewhere down below my big head. But hit that bell notification, click all, and whenever you do, every time I post a video, you'll get a notice saying, hey, AIR has a new reptile video up. Do you want to watch now or watch later? If you want to watch it right then and there, whenever you get the notice, just hit the video link, and it'll pop up the video for you. If you're having trouble with getting my reptile page on YouTube to see my videos, go to my Facebook page. I post all links to all my videos. So just keep that in mind. If you are having trouble with your YouTube and pulling up the videos, then you can go to my Facebook and get them there. But don't forget, we appreciate y'all's support. We love you guys for it. All of my animals appreciate it. And if there's any sponsors out there that want to sponsor my channel and help us out and help get our word out there that we're here, then feel free to message me and we can discuss that. But like I said, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video, which is the daily care requirements for your king snakes. And as we say here at AIR, we love what we do what we love. And we appreciate everybody for your support. We love you guys. Have a good night.